At 7:42 a.m. on a peaceful Saturday, the yell of a golf cart motor tore through the morning quiet. I stood still at my kitchen window, coffee cup trembling as the front tires of Linda's bright green golf cart screeched through my favorite rose bed, like a bulldozer. Through a painting, I ran outside in slippers, yelling her name over the motor's whine, but she did not blink. She raced toward her house with muddy ruts, like battle wounds throughout my garden. This was not an error. Linda had taken my personal haven as her cut-through, and if I didn't take action, she'd ruin all that I'd tendered over years. I had not begun a war, but Linda had loosed the first shot, unaware of the tempest she'd stirred. Months before I purchased the neighbor lot, turning my backyard into a dream garden. Tiered flower beds, a curving stone walkway, a koi pond with a wooden bridge. It was my sanctuary, a haven of peace. The only missing element was a fence along the old service route at the far end, leading to the next street. I hadn't thought about the garden's beauty scaring away trespassers. That was my error. While neighbors marveled at my handiwork, Linda, 3 houses down, noticed an opportunity. Famous for her loud arguments, constant HOA complaints, and perception that the neighborhood revolved around her moods, Linda's new fixation was her gaudy golf cart playing pop anthems while she zipped by. Apparently normal roads were not for her. She required a shortcut, and my garden was it. The initial tire tracks confused me. After a rain, muddy ruts cut through my daisies like a monster truck's path. I repaired the damage, blaming kids or wildlife. But the following day, new tracks showed up. I set up a wildlife cam by the pond, anticipating a stray dog. Instead, I recorded Linda cart, screaming sunglasses, sparkling, carving right through like it was hers. Stunned. I thought she hadn't realized it was private property. The following morning, I met her halting in front of me. She slid to a stop inches from my shins. "Linda," I told, trying to be calm, "this is my private garden. Don't drive through here." She pushed up her sunglasses and laughed. "It's just a shortcut. Mark, no harm done." I indicated the trampled petunias. "You're killing my flowers." She rolled her eyes. "There's an easement, public right-of-way." I blinked. "No easement. This land belongs to me. It's in my deed." She smirked. "I've been using it for weeks. Nobody objected." Her reasoning was infuriating. If she pulled it off, it was hers. "Don't come through here again," I said. My voice strained. She revved the engine, splattering mud on my boots, and sped away, screaming, "Try stopping me." That night, gazing at my destroyed beds, I knew courtesy would not suffice. Linda had declared war, and I'd take her head-on. At the hardware store, I purchased lattice panels, concrete foundations, and a top-of-the-line security camera system. My scheme wasn't merely to shut her out, it was to reveal her sense of entitlement to the community. I came up with a trellis gate covered in climbing roses, combining beauty and defiance. To everyone else, it was art. To Linda and my cameras, it was a fortress. As I constructed over the weekend, neighbors popped by. Most enjoy the gate. Some, aware of Linda's antics, smiled when I described its function. "You're a hero," Mrs. Carter from across the street whispered, giving me iced tea. By Monday, the gate stood strong, watering my fixed beds. I heard Linda's cart coming. A screech, an oath, and a thud. Preceded her cart, crashed into the gate. I turned, heart pounding with glee. Linda, red-faced, glared from her seat, threw the cart into reverse, and peeled out tires, screeching. I laughed, but I knew her type. This wasn't a loss to her. It was a challenge. She'd escalate, and I was ready. The next morning, I woke early, sensing trouble. Linda didn't quit. She crusaded. Sipping coffee, I spotted her cart at the gate in a wide-brimmed hat. She glared like she could the gate away. Rather than leave, she stormed off, seized the trellis, and shook it belligerently. The roses trembled, but the concrete was firm. Gate refused to move. I smirkaged, underdid my engineering. Then she scrounged in her cart, pulled out paper and pen, and wrote furiously. With duct tape, she stuck on a sign to the gate. "Illegal gate remove at once. Concerned citizen." I almost choked with laughing. She thought a note swept more authority than property law. I retained the sign as evidence, sensing I'd require a fat file. That night, my neighbor Tom arrived with one of Linda's flyers handed out door to door. It stated, "I obstructed a historic community path. threatening necessary transport. She labeled her cart vital to the elderly and infirm in spite of her daily jogs. Tom laughed heartily. I printed my property plat, stamped, indicating no easement, and brought copies, but most neighbors, tired of Linda's rubbish, simply laughed. For days I believed she might wear out. Then I spotted her cart circling my house slow and stalking, with a man in a polo shirt clipboard in hand. My cameras humped. That afternoon, Linda knocked the man. Next to her, she pushed a paper at me. Official notice, you're breaking right-of-way laws. Take down the gate now. The man shifted, giving no eye to friend or hired stooge. I didn't take the paper. Instead, I seized my plat. Here's my deed. No, right-of-way does not exist. The man looked at it, grumbled, looks official, and ran to Linda's cart. Her face contorted, seething before she stormed away. I could have ended it there, but Linda's deception, harassment, and forged documents required action. That evening, I sent the HOA board an email with video of her sign gate shaking and inspection and my plat requesting direction. 2 days after that, the HOA sent residents an email. My land was private. No easement existed, and trespassing would face fines. They commended my patience, a dig at Linda. She organized a community meeting, but only her sister, a friend, and a bewildered neighbor attended. Her crusade was failing, but Linda had not finished. She was planning something irresponsible. Before dawn, a metallic clank awakened me. From my window, I witnessed Linda in neon leggings and a hoodie holding bolt cutters at my gate, her clipboard buddy nervously looking on. She assaulted the lock, grunting as it bent but held. My cameras rolled. Neighbors' lights flicked on. I called the police non-emergency line, staying calm, and ensured my system recorded every angle. Linda's third try snapped the lock with a crack. She cackled, swung the gate open, and hopped into her cart, aiming for my garden. But as her wheels crossed the threshold, hidden tire spikes installed under mulch punctured all 4 tires with sharp hisses. The cart wobbled, stopped. Linda slammed the wheel, screaming oaths. Her friend jumped up, gaping at the apartment complexes. Linda kicked flowers, enraged, ranting about booby traps. I stepped onto my porch phone in hand, waving. Linda charged, fists clenched, but sirens cut her short. 2 squad cars pulled up. Officers, seeing the destruction-broken gate, trashed cart Linda in a demolished flower bed. I turned over documents, footage, and the lock. Linda spun fiction saving pets on a public path, suspecting trouble in my house. Her tails collided, and my cameras busted them. Her friend ratted her out, laying it all on her. Officers cited Linda for trespassing, vandalism, and property damage, warning she'd go to jail if she came back. She ranted about conspiracies, but they told her to tow her cart and leave, watching her push the disabled cart down the street. Neighbors' gawking was pure satisfaction. Mrs. Carter munched popcorn from a lawn chair, winking. The story blew up. Neighbors called it Linda's garden raid, spinning wild tales, her armed with a sledgehammer or sporting a bandit mask. The fact was outrageous enough. Linda seethed at home, frowning at passerby. I thought she'd have it, but her vindictiveness knew no bounds. One day, Stank attacked piles of manure stacked by my doorstep, flies buzzing. A pink paper declared, "You asked for it." My cameras documented Linda's cart, now sporting uneven tires, early dawn. I summoned police, who entered the complaint on her file, recommending a civil action in harassment. That night, Linda and cohorts pounded signs into my sidewalk. Dangerous owner, illegal gate cart hater. Neighbors laughed, but new residents looked perplexed. I distributed my deed detailing Linda's trespassing. Mrs. Carter's group chat Anti-Linda League posted memes of Linda as cartoon villain. The HOA held an emergency meeting after complaints regarding Linda's behavior. Neighbors aired her abuses, finding wrong flowers, reporting too many chairs. Linda's defense was a tirade about car depression and my jealousy of her lawn. The room suppressed giggles. The HOA heavily fined her, put her on probation, and threatened expulsion. Applause erupted as Linda stormed out, tripping over a chair. A for sale sign quickly went up at her home. She said she wanted a better neighborhood, but fines and ridicule had driven her out. Her cart sat flat in the driveway. As moving vans pulled up, Linda snarled at movers. I enjoyed lemonade, basking in her departure. She let out a shrill farewell speech. Warning, We'd miss her leadership. Neighbors turned away. Mrs. Carter waved mockingly. When her van left, cheers erupted, champagne popped, the street lightened, barbecues flourished, a blocked community garden thrived. I rebuilt my garden, planting fruit trees, adding a fountain. New neighbors Sam and Ellie bought Linda's house, their puppy digging playfully in my beds. They were kind, eager to join the community garden. A stark contrast to Linda, I hosted a garden party. Fairy lights, glowing tables, laden with homegrown produce. Nearly everyone arrived, laughing, exchanging tales. Sam instructed children to water plants. Ellie organized a harvest party. Someone donated a plaque. Private heaven. No carts permitted. We attached it to the gate. Cheering in the night, I stayed on fountain. Bubbling breeze, refreshing Linda's chaos, had created a more solid community. Her name disappeared, a warning story of entitlement's downfall. My garden, once scarred, flourished, colorful, a victory of resilience. Some wars are won not with cries, but with deep-planted roots, standing steadfast in sunlight's verity.